Yo, what's going on guys, Arekkz here, welcome back to another Overwatch video. Now today the Overwatch team uploaded a developer update basically to sort of round out the year, take a look back at what they've done this year, things that have gone really well, and also talk a little bit about what they are working on for next year. Now it's worth noting that they were deliberately vague about what exactly they're working on next year, but they did still shed some light on kind of the different sort of things that we can expect to see. So I thought I'd give you guys a quick update. So if you do enjoy this, like would be super appreciated, comment down below, let me know what you think. But let's start with the all-important thing, the thing that I know that everybody always looks forward to, and that is new heroes. They are working on multiple new heroes. Now, it's worth noting that they stated in this developer update, which I will link down below, by the way, if you guys do want to check it out yourself. They said that they always work on more stuff than actually gets into the game. That's because they do a lot of prototyping, so they will kind of create characters, create heroes, test them out, and if they work, they'll of course kind of push them through the kind of development process. And if they don't really feel like they fit or they don't really work, then they kind of ditch that idea or shelf it and then come back to it a little bit later. So on that topic, they said that of the multiple heroes that they're working on, one of them they are particularly confident with, so much so that they've pushed it through to the kind of art stage. So it's got past the sort of concept and development stage, and it's at least kind of going through to art, which is definitely an encouraging sign. I am personally really hoping that that character ends up being Doomfist. In fact, if you guys follow social media, then Terry Crews, who's an actor, actually went to visit Blizzard the other day, and he went as far as to say that he would love to play Doomfist. I don't know about you guys, but that is something that I personally would absolutely love to see. Terry Crews could genuinely be an incredible voice for a character like that. Of course, we don't really know what Doomfist looks like just yet, but we have kind of got some ideas based on, you know, some of the kind of images that we've seen before, some of the sort of silhouettes and whatnot. In fact, if you guys haven't seen my sort of Doomfist theory video, I will link that down below. Either way, it seems like the sort of character that he would play really well, so I do hope that actually does transpire, I do hope it actually does come to be true, but at this stage we don't know whether that kind of confirmed hero is Doomfist or whether it's just someone else entirely. Either way, they're working on new heroes and we will see them next year. On top of that, there are of course new maps. Oasis is currently still in the PTR, as you guys know, and they said they're currently on track for that map to hit the public game early 2017, which is what they said they were going to do during BlizzCon anyway, so they're on track for that, so Oasis should be kind of hitting the public servers, hopefully very early next year. But they said on top of that, they're also working on multiple new maps. Much like the heroes, they've got multiple different ideas. One of them they're pretty confident on, and it's a more traditional game mode, so they're kind of hoping that we'll see that one sooner rather than later. But they said they're also working on some slightly more outlandish ideas, some sort of like really off-the-wall things that they really want to test out. So again, those could be pretty cool, and they said that with those kind of ideas, if they don't necessarily fit the sort of, you know, usual competitive or quick play scene, then they can always slide it into something like arcade, test it out, see how people feel about it, and then of course go from there and work out whether or not it has a place in the real game. So those are a couple of things that, truth be told, a little bit obvious. We know they're always going to be working on things like that, but it is still nice to hear them actually say it. But to give you guys something a little bit more concrete on some things they are working on, they're more sort of quality of life changes, but they're still going to be a welcome addition to the game. One of them is a change to the communication wheel to give you more customization options. Right now you can select one voice line and one emote, but they're going to be changing the communication wheel so that you have the option to choose 4 emotes and 4 voice lines, so that way you'll actually be able to select from, you know, a multitude of different options, which is really cool because of course if you do have a character that you really like and you then unlock other things for them or buy other things for them, then beyond the core emote or the core voice line that you use, you don't really have a value for them outside of that. So having multiple means you can kind of swap between them. You might select a few that suit different conditions or different sort of emotions you want to convey, whatever it is, you can map them to there and you then have different options. They're also going to apply a similar change to the spray wheel too. There will be 4 different sprays that you can slot into there so you can have multiple choices. You can only have one in the environment at a time, so you couldn't say just put out one spray, change to the other one and then put that next to it to kind of create like a cool picture. You're only going to be able to have one at a time, but still if you've got a character that you really like and you then have, you know, a few sprays for them you like, then you can slot them all in and swap between them on the fly. They're also going to be working on some improvements to the spectator mode specifically for esports because of course they want to try and give people more control when they're commentating those matches and try and sort of give people a kind of clear narrative as to what's actually going on. And also one of the most requested features they are going to be adding, or in fact they're working on, a server browser for custom games. Because as you guys know, as it exists right now, if you set up a custom game, you can invite people to it, but they have no way of finding it if they don't get an invite. So the server browser will then be an ability for you guys to actually look at a list, look at the different rule sets, and see what's available, and of course jump in. Provided it's public, of course, you know, you won't just be able to jump into someone's private match they're trying to work on. So yeah, that's going to be pretty cool, especially if you guys do want to mess around, have some fun. I know some people have got some really, really cool, crazy game modes out there, so That's going to be exciting to see. And the version that we're going to get early next year is going to be sort of a basic 1.0 version that will, give you the basic features, but they are working on a much more improved version with a lot more features, much more featureful version that they will then push out further down the line. So again, early next year, there'll be lots of stuff coming. And the final thing they spoke about, again, pretty vague, but that was seasonal events. They said they went down really well this year. Everyone seemed to really enjoy them. The studio and the team really enjoyed making them. So they're working on a wide range of different seasonal events for next year. Some of them are going to be the obvious ones that people will see coming. So I imagine that means things like Easter or Valentine's Day, stuff like that. But they said there are some that you won't see coming. So there might be more sort of specifically themed things that will just kind of pop up during, downtime throughout the year. So lots of exciting stuff ahead. Needless to say, the Overwatch team and the game is not slowing down. It is only going to get better. So sit back, enjoy the ride. And of course, as and when more stuff is announced, more stuff is confirmed, I will keep you guys in the loop. But for the time being, that is it. That's all we're going to hear from the team for this year. We'll of course hear more in the new year, but that is them signing out for the year. So thank you for watching. Take it easy. Catch you next time. Peace out.